Hello students, welcome to our second lesson of our grade 10 English medium lesson series, and welcome you all to the SL Science YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about the organelles of the cell and their structure and about their function. Alright, if you haven't subscribed our channel, please subscribe our channel by clicking the subscribe button below, and if you have any questions you can ask your questions in our comment section, and also click the bell icon, then you can know when we upload our new videos. Alright, then let's go to our video. Let's discuss about the organelles in the cell. In the last video, in the first episode, the first English medium episode of SL Science, we discussed about the structure and the function of the animal and the plant cell. Alright, the animal and the plant cell, we discuss about the structure, we discuss what are the differences between the animal and the plant cell. Today we mentioned some organelles last week. We mentioned mitochondria, we mentioned cell membrane, cell wall, ribosomes, rough endoplasmic reticulum, soft endoplasmic reticulum, and the Golgi apparatus or the Golgi complex, and all those things, and the chloroplasts and the vacuoles and the nucleus and all those things. Today we are going to discuss about the structure and the function of those organelles. Alright, then let's start with the nucleus. When we consider about the nucleus is the main organelle in the cell. Alright, from the last video we discussed about the animal cell. Animal cells can take any shape or any size, and in that there is a large nucleus, not like in plant cells. In animal cells there is a large nucleus. Alright, this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus, and surrounded with the, what is this? Nuclear envelope. This is the nucleus, and the nucleus is surrounded with the nuclear envelope, and inside this there is what is this? This is the main thing in the nucleus. Really, this controls all the systems inside the cell, all the organelles inside the cell, such as mitochondria, Golgi complex, and all that. This is called, this is called the nucleolus. This is called the nucleolus, and there are some thread-like things here. Some thread-like bodies we can see when we see this in a normal microscope. We can see some thread-like bodies inside the nucleus, and these are called the chromatin bodies. Chromatin body. Chromatin body. This is the chromatin body. What is the basic function of the chromatin body? That means it is a function of the nucleus, because the chromatin body is inside the nucleus, What is the main function of this? The function of the chromatin body is when in the cell division, when the cell division occurs, these chromatin bodies are transferred to chromosomes, and these chromosomes in meiosis, not in mitosis and meiosis, both chromosomes are made, but in meiosis, that means when we make gamete cells, when gamete cells are made, gamete cells, that means sexual cells, gamete cells. What are gamete cells? Sperm cells and exomes, all right, exomes. When these are made, now from a little bit we are going to discuss about mitosis and meiosis, then we will again talk about the gamete cells. From these gamete cells, inherited characteristics, inherited characteristics are transferred from one generation to another. All right, inherited characteristics are transferred from one generation to another. This is done by the chromosomes, really. That means the chromosomes are inside the nucleus, so it's a main function of the nucleus. So there are two main functions of the nucleus. The first one is controlling all the organelles all over the cell, and the second one is transferring those inherited characteristics from one generation to another. All right, then let's discuss about the cell membrane and the cell wall in plant cells. Now let's discuss about the cell wall. Cell wall can only be seen in the plant cell. When we consider a plant cell, it's something like this. And this is the cell wall. The outermost layer of the plant cell. All right, the outermost layer of the plant cell. This one is the cell wall. All right, this one is the cell wall. The main function of the cell wall is this provides protection to this cell, and also you can see it gives a shape. First one is protection. Second one is shape, gives a shape to this cell. And mainly in plant cells, this cell wall, this is the cell wall, consists of cellulose. All right, cellulose. And sometimes when the cell is growing and the cell is matured, we can see some substitutes like hemcellulose, we call in your syllabus these are not mentioned about hemcellulose and pectin, all these things. In GCE A levels, if you do biology, you will discuss about the primary and the secondary cell walls. Then in the secondary cell wall you will discuss about something like something that is called as hemcellulose, and in some of the plant cells this cell wall will consist with pectin, alright. If there is pectin in this cell wall, water can't travel through this, alright. Water can't travel through this like this. Normally the cell wall is permeable for everything, but if there is pectin in the cell wall is not permeable for water. Now let's discuss about the cell membrane. The cell membrane, that means the boundary of an animal cell, like this. Cell membranes can be seen in both animal cells and the plant cells, alright. This is the cell membrane. We will think this is the cell membrane. You can see from the cell membrane it gives a shape to the cell, alright. In the cell membrane it controls the permeability for some ions and water and different substitutes. It acts as a permeability, like a semi-permeable membrane for different molecules, alright. For different molecules and different things, it acts as a semi-permeable membrane, alright. For some molecules it gives in, it allows those molecules in, but some molecules it doesn't allows those molecules in, alright. Then what is the structure of this? This is the macroscopic structure, this is also the microscopic structure. When we consider about the microstructure, the very small structure of this cell membrane, it's something like this. It's something like this. What are these things? What are these things? Alright, and we can see some alright. We can see a structure like this, and these we call as phospholipids. Phospholipids, alright. These are called as phospholipids, and these are proteins, alright. Proteins. And carbohydrate chains are connected to, some are connected to phospholipids like this, and some are connected to proteins. The chains connected to these phospholipids are called as, alright, these chains connected to the phospholipids are called as glycolipids, and the structures connected, the carbohydrate structures connected to the proteins are called as glycoproteins. But this structure is not very important to your GCE O-level examination. I just mentioned it because this is very important in your future, in your university studies and also in your A-levels. Alright. And we call this structure of the cell membrane the fluid mosaic model. The fluid mosaic model of the fluid mosaic model. Why fluid? Because phospholipids act as a double layer of fluids. There is a double layer of phospholipids. You can see a first layer and the second layer. It acts as a fluid, alright, and like a mosaic structure we can see proteins around everywhere in this like the inside this phospholipid fluid we can see here and there we can see proteins. So that is called mosaic, and the fluid like phospholipid structure is called as because of that we call fluid, and because of the proteins we call that it mosaic, and the fluid mosaic model of the cell membrane. And also we can see cholesterol between these phospholipids. Between these phospholipids, only in animals we can see cholesterol, only in animals, alright, not in plants. That's it about the cell membrane. And also remember, the main function of the cell membrane is giving the shape to the cell, protecting the cell, and also acting as a semi-permeable membrane. It controls the ion balance inside the cell, and also it controls the molecules coming into the cell and going out of the cell, and those are the main functions of the cell membrane. And now let's talk about the mitochondria. The mitochondria is a oval shaped or a rod shaped organelle inside the cell, alright. Organelle like this, mitochondria is organelle like this. It has two membranes, alright. It has two membranes, the outer membrane and the inner membrane. The inner membrane is somewhat rough like this. This is the mitochondria. This is the structure of the mitochondria, the basic structure in your A levels, and when you go to your A levels, you will discuss about this very well. But in your levels, this is just the basic structure, and the basic function of this cell, this organelle, is we call this the powerhouse of the cell. That means this organelle, the mitochondrion produces all the energy to all the metabolic reactions. Alright. The mitochondrion produces energy, and from that energy all the metabolic reactions, anabolic and catabolic reactions inside the cell, it gives energy to all those anabolic and catabolic reactions inside the cell. That means gives energy to the cell metabolism. So it is called as the powerhouse of a cell. And now let's talk about the cytoplasm, and after that let's discuss about the RER, that means the rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the soft endoplasmic reticulum, and also the ribosomes. Now let's discuss about the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is the gelatinous liquid inside the cell. You know, the cytoplasm is the gelatinous liquid inside the cell. All the organelles are submerged or sunken in this fluid, in this gelatinous fluid. Alright, when we take a cell like this, we can see the nucleus, the mitochondria, the Golgi complex, and we can see the ribosomes, soft endoplasmic reticulum, and the rough endoplasmic reticulum, and all those things we can see. So we can see small vacuoles and all those things. Though all those organelles, that means all those parts we considered in a cell, is sunken or submerged in this cytoplasm. This area, this fluid is called as the cytoplasm. As you can see, the cytoplasm gives a shape to the cell, and also it controls the metabolic reactions, and it gives space to the metabolic reactions inside the cell. And those are the main functions of the cytoplasm. Now let's discuss about the Golgi complex. Mainly Golgi complex contains of two components. The first one is the membrane bounded sacs and the secretory vesicles. Let's see. It's something like this. The Golgi complex is something like this. These are membrane bounded sacs, alright. These are called membrane bounded sacs, and around this you can see something like this, something like small dots like this. Alright, these are called secretory vesicles. Alright. Secretory vesicles. Altogether, this whole unit is called as the Golgi complex. All right, Golgi complex. Now you can see mainly there are two components in the Golgi complex. The first one is the membrane bounded sacs, these, and secondary around that secretory vesicles. In these membrane boundary sacs, they do mainly secretory substances are produced in these membrane bounded sacs, and by the secretory vesicles these are transported and secreted around the body, around the cell body, alright, around the cell really. Alright, those are the main functions of the Golgi complex. Now let's discuss about the ribosome. The ribosome consists of two subunits, the larger subunit and the smaller subunit. This is the main structure of the ribosome. Alright, ribosomes can be seen freely inside a cell, or ribosomes are attached to the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Then because there are ribosomes on the endoplasmic reticulum, we call that the rough endoplasmic reticulum. And the main function of the ribosomes is it provides a place for protein synthesis. It's very important. In your A levels you will learn more about ribosomes. Ribosomes gives place to protein synthesis. Now let's discuss about the rough endoplasmic reticulum and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The smooth and the rough endoplasmic reticulum is something like a membranous unit, a membranous system gone all around the cell, starting from the nucleus. Sometimes it travels to the cell membrane also. If there are ribosomes on this membranous sacs, alright, if there are ribosomes, alright, it starts from here and travels like this. Now if there are ribosomes on it, if there are ribosomes, we call this the RER. If there are no ribosomes, alright, if there are no ribosomes, we call this the SER. That means the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. This means the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Alright, the rough endoplasmic reticulum, mainly, you know, these are ribosomes, alright, these are so. And the main function of ribosomes is protein synthesis. So the function of RER is transportation of proteins, alright, transportation of proteins. And we will go to the SER. The main function of the SER is, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is production. So no ribosomes, alright, no proteins. This is a production unit, production of lipids and also steroids, some kind of lipid. Example for steroid is we can take cholesterol inside animals. Cholesterol is a steroid, alright. Now those are the main functions of SCR and RER. Also these also do the transportation of these things. Transportation. Alright. Transportation of lipids and steroids are done by the SCR, and transportation of proteins are done by the RER of the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So now we will discuss the final organelle that can be seen largely in the plant cell and rarely in animal cells. What is this organelle? The organelle is the vacuole. Now let us discuss about our final organelle, that is the vacuole. The vacuole can be seen very prominently in the plant cell. This is a plant cell, alright. It's a plant cell. And this is the cell wall and the cell membrane, and here is the vacuole, and here is the small nucleus, alright, a small nucleus and a large vacuole. Inside this vacuole there is the main thing is water and sugar, and we have ions, and also we have a very important thing, pigments. We have water, we have sugar, we have sugars, and we have ions, and we have pigments. Pigments are coloring agents inside the cell, alright. Inside the cell we can see, inside the vacuole we can see these water, sugars, ions and pigments, alright. So mainly pigments gives a color to the cell, alright. As an example, in beetroot, you know, in beetroot there is a pigment. What is the pigment? The red color, the red color dye inside this beetroot is it's called as anthocyanin, alright. That pigment is called as anthocyanin. So we can see a very red color. When we cut a beetroot, we can see a dark red color inside it, alright. Then if there is water and ions inside this vacuole, the function of this vacuole is maintaining the water balance, these two things, maintaining the water balance of the cell. Maintaining the water balance of the cell. Pigments gives the color, water and ions maintain the water balance, and sugars give nutrition. And from water there is another function to the cell. It gives power, not power, it gives support. Alright, it gives support. Okay students, today we discussed about the structure and the function of the cell organelles in a normal cell. I think you got a good knowledge about these components of a cell and cell organelles and their functions. As an example, we discussed today about the energy house, that is the mitochondria, and the control unit of the cell, the nucleus, and also the protein production unit in the cell, the ribosome, and also the secretory unit in the cell, the Golgi complex, and those things. In the next video, we are going to discuss about the cell growth and the cell division, the mitosis and the meiosis, and the differences between mitosis and meiosis. I think you got good knowledge about these things. If you think the video is good and you gain some new knowledge, please like the video and share your comments below. Also, if you haven't subscribed to SL Science YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button and the bell icon. Thank you for learning with SL Science YouTube channel. See you in our next video.